Shalom, everyone, and welcome to Wow equals Words of Wisdom number 22. Stop giving unqualified people access to your life. Everybody that asks you for something, wants something from you, takes things from you, extracts things from you, does not qualify to have access to your life. We have got to stop giving people VIP passes to our lives. We've got to stop doing it. There are a lot of times that we may give people things, from ourselves, whether it's material things, whether it's spiritually or mentally or emotionally, we're giving to people who have no qualifications to receive from us on an intimate, deep level. And before we know it, this person has come in and literally, extracted things from us that they had no right to have in the first place because their level of relationship was not strong enough, long enough, or deep enough, or committed enough for them to even, expect to have the right to ask you for whatever it is that they're asking you for, or that they're taking from you in some instances. It has happened to me more times than I want to remember that I gave people access to my life that was not qualified to be in my life in a deep and intimate and personal way. Okay. And this happens to men and women. It happens to boys and girls. It happens to, teenagers. It happens to people in all age groups. And we just start giving to people that it really, their expectations should not even be that high. And so we've got to learn to go back and examine our relationship that we have with, different individuals that we have in our lives. And we need to look at the level of access that we're giving them. We need to look at the time and our talent and our treasure and our resources and what we do have and how much of that we're giving to people who don't qualify. People who don't qualify are people who use you, abuse you, whether it's sexually, verbally, mentally, emotionally, physically. Okay? These people are disqualified from having intimate access to you, to your life, to your resources, to what you bring to the table in a relationship when they abuse you. Okay? When they mistreat you, when they use you. And remember, abuse is nothing but abnormal use. So you got to start thinking about that. You got to start taking an inventory of your relationships and the people that you're giving, unprecedented access to your life. Some of these people you may not even known long enough for them to be asking you and extracting from you at the level that they're doing. And you've got to teach people how to treat you. Okay? If you got somebody that you just met a couple of months ago and they're already asking you for things or asking you to do things that, they shouldn't be asking you to do or asking you for, because the level of the relationship is here and they're asking you for things for a relationship that the level is up here. Okay? You have got to understand that will take you down a path to destruction really, really quick. I know I have found myself in situations, you know, in the past in my life where I was like, how did I get here? And it's because I opened up the door and let somebody in, gave them a backstage pass to my life. And then they got in and started wrecking it. And it has happened. It has happened more often than I wanted to think about. And still, I started learning. I started learning that I had to, stop letting people in that did not qualify to have access to my life. Everybody isn't your friend. Okay. I used to tell my sons that all the time. They said, my friend. It's like, that's not your friend. That's your classmate. That's somebody that's in your class. Okay. We used to tell them all the time, don't give out our phone number. Do not give out our home phone number, And we used to tell them that. And somebody called my son, I think he was in second or third grade, and they asked to speak to my son. And my son has the same first name as my husband. And my husband answered the phone. and and the little girl said, may I speak to Seben? And that's my son's name. And my husband said, this is Seben. She said, no, the one in my class. Guess what? She didn't get access. She didn't get access because that type of relationship, okay, was not granted to her. Okay, it was not granted to her. Too young, way too young. Second, third grade, calling each other. For what? For what? So access denied. My husband shut that down really quick. Okay. And so that's just an example with my kids. But we've had times where we gave people access to our lives. And next thing you know, we were having to get the police involved to get our car back that we, let somebody borrow to get back and forth to work. And they were running around saying that the car was theirs. Why? Because we gave them access to our lives and our resources that they really did not qualify to have or receive. And so there were different times where we found ourselves in those type of situations. We're like, how did we get here? We were just trying to help them out. We didn't think anything of it, things of that nature. And we had to start, really scaling it back and saying, okay, these are the people that can have a high level of access to our lives. These are the people that we know without a shadow of a doubt that they have our back. Okay. And we have their back. And some of these people might be family members, blood relatives. Some of them are, are friends, really, really close friends that we've known them for like 25 years, or we've known them, for 19 years, or whatever the case might be. That's a high level of access. Okay. But just somebody that you see once once a year, or, or you talk to them every now and again, those are not the people. Those are not the people that you can tell them, your most intimate thoughts, or give them, the shirt off your back. Okay. And the level of relationship disqualifies them. You've got to keep that in mind. And those type of people that come in and just expect, whatever they want, your time, they want your talent, they want your treasure, they want your 3 T's, and they want it now. They want it now. Okay. And you have to stop and say, wait a minute, what level of relationship are we in? Are you qualified to even come and ask me to do this? Are you even qualified to ask me to give you this, to do this with you, or to do this for you? Okay. Two people who are not married, a man and a woman who are not married, really do not have the right to ask each other to be intimate sexually. They don't qualify. Okay. They don't have the level of relationship, which is a covenant marriage relationship. Okay. They're disqualified from each other because that relationship has not been forged. So the expectation to be intimate sexually should not be there. Okay. Because of the fact that the level of relationship that they have with one another is too low. Access denied. Okay. That's the way we ought to be looking at things. Now, people that are extractors and they're just constantly looking to extract what they can from people all the time. They may want your time, they want your talent, they want your treasure, they want your heart, they want your body. Okay. They want whatever you have, and they don't care if they haven't known you, if they don't know you, if they don't come around you, if they don't hardly ever talk to you. They don't care about that. They don't care if they use you, abuse you, curse you out, disrespect you. When they come saying, I want this, I want you to do this with me, I want you to do this for me, I want you to give this to me, I want you to treat me this way, I want you to give me access to your life. They expect you to give it to them. Then you've got to be able to stand strong and say, no, you do not qualify. You do not qualify. And you've got, because if you don't, these type of people that don't qualify for high levels of access to your life are going to keep showing up at your doorstep. They're going to keep showing up at your doorstep. They're going to keep showing up in your life, and they're going to keep asking you, and they're going to keep taking from you, and they're going to keep extracting from you. And next thing you know, you're going to find yourself in a situation that you're going to have a hard time getting out of. You're going to have people, sometimes it might just be one person, sometimes it's many people that you have in your life that you're like, I can't get away from them. They're driving me, to high levels of stress. And really, the relationship shouldn't have never ever gotten to that point. Okay. You're doing things with someone, or you're doing things for someone, or you're going places with somebody, or your people have lost money, houses, land, children, marriages, because they gave the wrong people access to their lives. So we've got to think about that. We have definitely got to take inventory of our relationships, because our relationships, affect us deeply. Okay. And if your relationship with somebody is extracting so much from you that you are moving further and further away from your relationship with the Most High Yah, which is the ultimate relationship. Okay. The most important relationship that you should have in your life, then there's going to have to be some changes in your life to the people that you are allowing to have access to you. Everybody doesn't qualify to have high levels of access to your life. Remember that. Remember to stop giving people access to your life who don't qualify. And it's okay. It's okay to say, nope, we got to stop right here. I just met you. I've only known you for a month. I've only known you for a year. You know, no. You know, no, we can't buy a house together. We're not married. No, we're not going to be sexually intimate. We're not married. No, I'm not going to give you $5,000. I don't know you. you know, but these types of things are happening to people every day, and it is stressing people out. It is depressing them. It is oppressing them, you know, and people are going through so much because they opened the door and gave somebody access that was not qualified to come in to their life. You don't have to let everybody into your life. Don't believe that lie. Don't believe that lie. Because there are people that, try to make you think that you're just supposed to hand your life to them on a silver platter, and everything that comes with your life, they're supposed to have access to it. And that's not true. That's not true. And so if you're going through stress, depression, oppression, sadness, anxiety, because people are in your life that, you gave them access, and now you're miserable. Now you're like, oh my gosh, I used to have peace in my life. I had joy. I was moving forward in my relationship with the Most High Yah in every area of my life. And now my life is, in a shambles. You've got to take a look around and look and see who you've given access to. And it might not be easy. It might not feel good at first. That person or those people may be upset with you. They may not ever speak to you again. I know this may not sound like a bed of roses, but sometimes the hard decisions are the best decisions for the long haul. And I know that there are people out there that has lost control of their lives because of the people that they've allowed into their lives. And they're trying to get back on track. That might be you. And like I said, it has happened to me more often than I want to remember. It has happened to me. And so now I am very, very cognizant. I think about it before I let a person in. And usually I can tell, right off the bat, if I let somebody, have a little bit too much access, and I have to back them up, okay, and say, no, let's just keep everything right here. Okay. Let's slow this down. Let's move it back before we can move forward to this level. Get to know the people in your life. Get to know them. There are some people you'll know right off the bat, nope, I don't even want to see you again. I don't even want to talk to you again. Okay? You'll know it. The red flags and the sirens will start going off. Boop, boop, boop. Okay? No access. No access. There's some people, you'll get to know them, and you can give them some level of access. And there's some people that will be with you for the rest of your life because you have forged a covenant relationship with them, and they've earned your trust and your respect, and vice versa. So, really think about this. Take the time out to do an inventory of your relationships and the people that you've given, real intimate access to your life, and the ones that you really need to, you know, slow things down or maybe even let the relationship go altogether. Pray and ask the Most High Yah for the power, the strength, and the courage to do so that you can move forward in your relationship with Him and the other people in your life that He has ordained for you to have close relationships with. So I just want to thank you for joining me for Wow equals Words of Wisdom number 22. And with that, I will leave you with shalom, and I hope you have a powerful, positive, and productive day. Shalom.